Now for the track guide. Before starting, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out GITGUDracing.com. I have a lot of courses that can help you with that, but now going into the track guide itself, for turn 1, reference for braking will be this number 4. You want to brake almost diagonally initially because you really want to use this space to the right side of the white line. So positioning is going to be key. You want to keep this white line almost in the middle of the car when you're approaching it. And with the M4, you can take an earlier apex, so you can start to turn quite early into the corner. You still need to hold the pressure engaged because we're braking quite late. So the rhythm of braking is as following. You want to hit the brakes hard, you're going downhill, but as you apex towards the red sausage curb around here, you still want to be on the brakes. Still on the brakes, the car has to go not in the center of the track, but close to the center. And then once you're pointing the car and you almost see the red sausage curb here near the A pillar, that's when you go back on throttle. It's important to use a lot of steering wheel angle, as you can see here, because if you're not steering enough, trail braking enough, it's not gonna be the answer here. So you need both trail braking, but also a healthy amount of steering, and then you're gonna clip the red sausage curb around here. So it's a double apex approach. Make sure that once you hit the throttle, you stay on throttle. So if you see yourself on the exit of this corner that you have to modulate the throttle, it means that you took a bit of an early apex or you didn't get the rotation early enough in the corner. And by the way, this was done with a fixed setup. If you want to go even quicker, you're running the open series maybe, check Go Setups out. They are amazing, the setups are really fast, and we also have a 10% discount code. But now for the next corner, reference for braking here will be in the middle of this curb. It's earlier than the number 1, as you can notice here. You want to brake in 4th gear, downshifting as you're turning into the corner. And what's important here is to trail brake for longer. So we need to stay to the brakes up until we get to the red sausage curve. So still braking, and now pushing the throttle. It's a little bit longer trail braking. And you have to do this one thing to gain time in this corner. You have to go completely over the red sausage curb, like that. Because the suspension in the M4 is a little bit more floaty, you can take that, and the car won't be unsettled. Now, for the next corner, you really want to use everything. This corner leads to a bigger straight, and the entry is going to be really important. So, what you want to do is to align yourself with the gravel, so to speak. You want to feel a little bit the gravel on the left tires when you're braking, and you will be braking when you don't see the blue on the curb. You're gonna brake and just trail brake for longer in lower percentages. The idea of this corner is not to overslow the car, but to just keep the front tires engaged. So make sure you're not dropping the brakes. Make sure you're not spiking the brakes and then dropping them. Still holding the brakes, still holding 12%, 11, and then pushing the throttle. And by the way, go completely over the red sausage curb once again. Once you hit the throttle, you stay on throttle. You see, this car is this car really allows you to push because it's more safe than a GT3. So you don't care too much about wheel spin. You have to smash that throttle aggressively. Now for this corner right here, number 3 is going to be our reference for braking. We will brake on this curb in 5th gear, 4th initially, and super important to get as close as you can to the red sausage curb, take a late apex, and then smash the throttle once again. So you see it's a bit of a team, 0-100 on the throttle very, very quickly. Now this blind corner can be tricky. Number 2 will be your reference for braking. You want to brake and turn at the same time, and as you start to see more and more the corner, you should adjust your steering so that you get all the way and clipping this red sausage curb. You don't want to go completely over it, but you want to put the tire like this, like just lean into the tire, lean into the curb with the tire, and then immediately press the throttle 0-100. Super, super important. Stay in 5th gear as you will gain momentum around the corner. Now for this one, reference for braking will be before this white line on the right side or before the curb. You're gonna brake and turn a little towards the right side to prepare the left-hander. But what's important to do is to bump up the pressure a little bit more after you go on top of the crest, because there will be a point when you're going uphill where the car will float. The front tires won't make contact with the tarmac. There will be a small instance where the grip is very low, but once the car lands and the nose of the car goes a little bit downward, it dips a bit, then you bump up the brake pressure, as you can see. That's why you see initially braking lower and then braking harder. So once you get into this portion, make sure you're braking harder. In third gear, the best important tip that I have to give you here is that once you reach the apex, you have to force more steering at the apex, because the apex is the point with the minimum speed, theoretically, at least around this corner. So when you get to this point, don't hold constant steering wheel angle. No, increase it more at the apex. Give it that touch. It's very hard for me to find the words right now, but really hard. You really need to push the steering in this corner. And then once the car lands with the front tires, then you're gonna smash the throttle very aggressively, just like that. Quick hands to go right, left. And now for this one, just barely hold the brakes. When you see that the car is pointing and you're getting very close to the rest of the curb, you're gonna push the throttle back in. Super important around here is to avoid the relaxing in between this corner and the next. So you should be still hustling the car, force the car on the left side as quickly as you can, because you have limited amount of time. And if you're not quick enough, the entry will be very uncomfortable. So bring the car quickly to the left side. You have to brake while you're still bringing the car, which is difficult, but it's the faster line. So brake at the beginning of the curb, position the car on the curb, and then in fourth gear, still holding the trail brake, still trailing, push the throttle once the car dips down into this compression, so before the red sausage curb. Don't go completely over the curb, just very close to it. And now in the last corner, reference for braking will be past number 2. Gonna brake in a straight line, and once again, the biggest tip in second gear will be, once you get to the apex here, force more rotation from the steering. Like that. You see, 180 with the steering. You have to do this, because if you will turn just like this won't be enough. So honestly, make sure that you're doing this. This is a common mistake for many drivers. Use a lot of steering here, push the throttle, but you have to modulate it because you have this amount of steering log. When you're pushing the throttle, you will basically trigger the TC. So you have to quickly unwind the wheel, and at the same time you have to modulate the throttle and use all this space here on the exit. And in short, that's it. So I hope you have a great week around here, and if you want to improve at a quicker pace, once again, GITGUDRacing.com and go setups. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.